Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's Julianne here, and today I'm going to be sharing how I created these two Slimline shakers. And I'm going to be using the new MFT main squeeze stamp set as well as the coordinating dies. And to create my shaker cards today, I'm going to be using the Trinity Stamps Slimline Card Series Stitch Card Panels and Windows die set. So let's just jump right on in and get started. For both of my cards today, I'm going to be stamping multiples of each stamp in the main squeeze stamp set. And I do plan on doing some watercoloring today, so I am going to be stamping all of my images onto some Bristol Smooth cardstock using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Now as you can see here, I have stamped quite a few of these images, and I will have quite a few left over once my cards are complete, but I find it best for me to overstamp as opposed to having to come back later to do additional stamping. Once I have all of my images stamped out, I'm then going to start working on heat embossing them using some clear embossing powder. This is something that I really like to do to my images when I'm creating a card, but it is totally optional. And I do want to mention that before I started my stamping today, I did use my anti-static powder tool, so that way when I apply my embossing powder, it's only going to stick to the areas that I have stamped. Once I have all of my images covered in that clear embossing powder, I'm going to heat set them using my heat tool. And I've just had this off to the side, heating up for about 20 to 30 seconds. That way it would be good and hot when I was ready to use it. Once I have all of my images embossed, I'm then going to start working on my watercoloring. For my watercoloring today, I'm going to be using my brush marker Bros, and I'm going to be using the colors Canary, Gold, Apple, and Grass. And I am going to show you pale orange here, but I decided not to use that color today. I'm going to start out by using the color Canary, and I'm going to be adding that color to each one of my images. And then I'm going to be coming in with my blender pen to blend that color throughout. Since I do have so many images to color in today, I'm going to be working one color at a time. So I'm going to be coloring in all of my citrus images and with that canary color, and then I'm going to be coming back in for my second layer of color, but this time I'm going to be using gold, doing the same as before, adding the color to my image, and then blending it out using my blender pen. When you're watercoloring, you definitely want to get that first layer down and let it dry, and then come back in with your second layer to really build up your colors. So that's going to allow me, by working one color at a time, that's going to allow all of my images to dry before I come in with that second layer of color. So I'm just going to continue to color in each of my images, and I'll be right back. So just like before, for the leaves, I'm going to start out with my apple marker, adding color to each leaf, and then I'm going to be coming in with my blender pen. Once I have that first layer of color down on all of my images, I'm going to come back in with the darker green color, the grass marker, and I'm going to add that color, just a little bit of it, to the base of each leaf, blending the two colors together using my blender pen. Once I have all of my coloring done and I've made sure that each of my images are completely dry, I'm going to be using the coordinating die set to die cut out all of my images today. If you don't have the coordinating die set, you can definitely fussy cut out your images. Either way will work just fine. Once I've ran all of those through my die cutting machine, you can see that I literally have citrus for days. Off camera, I did do some additional die cutting using the Trinity Stamp Slimline card series dies, where I die cut some more of that Bristol Smooth cardstock to make both of my panels for my cards today. For both of my panels today, I'm going to be doing some ink blending using some Distress Oxide inks. I picked two color combinations today that I thought would match all of the yellow in all of my images. I chose Cracked Pistachio and Peacock Feathers for my first card, and then Shaded Lilac and Wilted Violet for my second card. For both card panels, I'm going to be starting with my lightest shade, adding most of my ink blending to the bottom of each panel, blending it out towards the top, and then I'm going to be coming in with my darker shade, again doing most of my ink blending at the bottom of each panel, fading it out towards the top. I'm also going to be doing this for each one of my die cut windows as well, since they will be the backer for my shaker windows today. I have sped up this process quite a lot for the video, but I'm just going to continue to ink blend till I have both of my panels done. To add some texture to both of my background panels, as well as my die-cut windows, I decided to splatter some clean water, as well as some Perfect Pearls in the color Perfect Pearls, all over both of my backgrounds, and I'm going to be using a paintbrush for that. Once both of them were dry, it was now time for me to start working on assembling both of my cards. I started out by using the die-cut panels as a guide in order to adhere each one of my windows onto my card base. And for that, I'm just going to be using some Nuvo liquid adhesive today. Once I have that first set of windows all adhered, I'm just going to peel back my panel, and then I'm going to do the same for my second card. Next comes my favorite part about creating shaker cards, which is adding in all of the beautiful sequins. For my cards today, I decided to use a variety of different embellishment mixes that I had on hand, which included the Studio Katya Icy Sparkles, as well as some Honeybee Moon Dance confetti mix, and I found the yellow confetti sequins throughout my stash, just to add that pop of color to match with all of my lemons. And I'm just going to be adding all of those sequins right on top of two of my die cut windows. That way it's easier for me to adhere my background panels. Since both of these are shaker cards, I'm going to be adhering both of my background panels onto my card base using some foam adhesive, and that will allow my sequins to move throughout as I shake my card. Once I have both of my background panels adhered, I'm now going to start working on adhering all of my images that I colored in earlier. And I'm just going to be adhering those throughout both of my cards, either using liquid adhesive and/or foam adhesive. Once I have all of my images adhered, I'm going to be coming back in with my Wink of Stella pen to add some sparkle to each of my lemons. I love adding this extra step to my cards. It looks really subtle on camera, but in person it's really pretty. Once I have added that to each of my images, I'm then going to be coming back in, adding some additional sequins throughout my card. I mean, can you have too many sequins when it comes to a shaker card? Once I get those last few adhered to my card, you can see all the sequins in my shaker windows and how beautiful the card looks when you shake them. And that's going to complete my cards for today. I want to thank you all for stopping by. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe for more card making ideas. If you are interested in any of the supplies that I used, they will all be listed and linked down below in the description. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy crafting!